All right, let's talk about mornings. We're going to completely rethink our relationship with them because this isn't about forcing yourself out of bed, it's about inviting yourself into a day that feels genuinely meaningful, right from that very first moment.
You know this feeling, right? That jarring sound of an alarm, the sudden yank from a deep sleep straight into a huge list of responsibilities. It feels like a battle you have to fight every single day. But what if it didn't have to? What if you could just rewrite that whole story?
This sentence right here, it's the key to everything. It shifts the whole focus away from some external force, like a blaring alarm, and puts it squarely on your own internal drive. The secret isn't a better alarm clock. It's just a much, much clearer purpose.
So the first step isn't to go set an alarm for 5 a.m. No way. It's to ask a much deeper question. Why do I actually want to wake up earlier? That answer, that's what's going to pull you out of bed, not push you.
This is what we're aiming for, a morning intention. And let me be clear, this is not another item for your to-do list. It's a feeling, a state of being. It's a deeply personal reason that turns the first hours of your day into this precious, protected space that belongs only to you.
And just look at how personal and simple these examples are. Your why doesn't have to be some monumental, world-changing thing. It could be the quiet ritual of a cup of tea on the terrace, or maybe just a moment of uninterrupted writing. Or maybe it's just soaking in the silence before the rest of the world wakes up. The key is, it has to be something you genuinely crave.
Okay, so once you've found your why, the next step actually starts the night before. The whole goal here is to prepare your body and mind for rest, to create this soft landing into sleep. It's that preparation that makes the actual waking up feel so much gentler.
We often treat our mornings and evenings like they're totally separate things, but they are so deeply connected. Think about it. A frantic, screen-filled evening almost guarantees a difficult, groggy morning. But a calm evening, that sets the stage for a calm, intentional awakening.
And look how simple this can be. This is not about a massive life overhaul. Just start small. Shift your bedtime by just 15 minutes. Dim the lights to signal to your body that it's time to unwind. Swap your phone for a book. Seriously, these tiny, deliberate actions create a huge ripple effect.
So, you've prepped the night before. Great. Now let's talk about the moment of awakening itself. Those first few minutes are so critical for setting the tone and, avoiding the pull of those old habits.
I love this idea. It's so powerful. Instead of relying on sound to jolt you awake, you use light to gently guide your body's natural rhythm. Getting some early morning light is one of the strongest signals you can send to your internal clock, basically telling it, hey, it's time to be alert.
So, here's the game plan. Within 30 minutes of waking up, get some light. If you can, step outside. If that's not possible, a bright lamp works great too. And while you're at it, add a little gentle movement. A simple stretch, a short walk. It's about waking up your body just as much as your mind.
Now let's talk about how we turn this whole thing into a lasting habit. The key word here is rhythm. Your body absolutely thrives on predictability, and building a gentle, consistent rhythm is what makes these early mornings eventually feel totally effortless.
Oh man, the temptation to sleep in on weekends is huge. I get it. But honestly, that's what throws this whole rhythm we're trying to build right out the window. By keeping your wake-up time pretty consistent, even on weekends, you're training your body. It stops seeing the morning as a shock and starts to anticipate it as a natural, maybe even pleasant part of your day.
And then there's the snooze button, the mortal enemy of every good intention. The classic trick works for a reason. Put your alarm across the room. It forces you to actually get up. And also, think about the sound itself. Is it an emergency siren? Maybe try choosing a sound that feels less like a warning and a bit more like a welcome. This brings us to the final, and I think maybe the most beautiful piece of the puzzle. This is what really makes the new habit stick. It's all about anchoring your morning to an act of self-care, a reward that you genuinely look forward to. So your new morning intention needs an anchor. This is the reward. It's the thing you do right away that makes the effort of waking up early feel immediately worthwhile. It's that positive reinforcement that tells your brain, see, this was a great idea. And just listen to these beautiful examples. Your anchor doesn't have to be complicated at all. It could be the aroma of your favorite coffee brewing. It could be reading just one line of poetry that really speaks to you. Or just a simple, quiet moment of gratitude. It's about finding that small sensory pleasure that makes your morning feel sacred. And this
This is the ultimate transformation. When you have your why, your general preparation, and your anchor, the entire act of waking up just changes. It stops being about willpower and discipline, and it becomes an act of devotion to yourself, to your peace, to a day lived with real purpose.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Forget the pressure, forget the discipline. Just ask yourself, what small, meaningful act could make your morning feel like a gift? What will your morning be devoted to?